Guys, just chilling with my homeboys. Yeah, no.
Hey guys, and welcome to my world. So yes, unfortunately my homeboys aren't here. I have not got Harrison Ford with me. I have not got Ryan Gosling with me. It's a damn shame. But yes, today we are going to be talking about the latest movie, Blade Runner 2049. Now the other day I had a double bill. I saw Blade Runner 2049 along with Flatliners. So if you want to see the movie review of Flatliners, hit subscribe. Stay tuned for that one. But the first one I'm going to talk about, because it's the first one I saw that day, is Blade Runner 2049. Now I went and saw this with Hazzahmatron. He had seen the original. He was like, you don't really need to see the original, because I haven't. don't hate on me. Don't hate on my comment section. don't like troll or anything. No, you can troll if you like. But I haven't seen the original. Now I know there is like several cuts of it. You've got the original, you've got like the director's cut, all that sort of stuff. So I've never actually got around to watching it, and it's been so long now that it's just that I put it off or like never watched it, that it's just like I think that if I do watch it, I won't see it as the masterpiece everyone says it is now. So I've just never ever watched it. So I went into this movie fresh. I'd seen the trailer for Blade Runner 2049. I was like, it looks okay. It looks like a cool sci-fi. I'll go see it. So yeah, I went in, and basically Blade Runner 2049 is set. It's a sequel, so it's set however many years. I want to say 27 years, 29 years maybe. I don't know. It's set. Let's go 30. Let's round it up. It's set years after the original. Okay, so it is a sequel, and you now have Ryan Gosling playing the Blade Runner of K, I believe his name was. So he plays K, the Blade Runner, in this, and basically Blade Runners go around and take out the illegal replicants. Now replicants are like replicants of humans. They were made for slave labor, stuff like that, and now you've got them. You've got legal ones now, like the ones that have been made recently, and then you've got the illegal ones that were made back in like the original Blade Runner movie, stuff like that. So he's going around taking out all the old ones, and basically stumbles onto this investigation. And this movie takes place of him following the leads of this investigation and everything. So he goes and gets Harrison Ford's character from the original gnome. Is it Decker or Deckard? I'm gonna go. I don't know. He goes and he meets up with Harrison Ford's character, and they go on this investigation. And that's basically the plot, without me spoiling anything. And Harrison Ford is not a spoiler because he is in the freaking trailer. Okay, so don't even say that's a spoiler. But yes, that is the overall plot of Blade Runner 2049. Now, something happened before I get into my positive and negative, something funny did happen in our showing. Now, we was maybe an hour into the movie, and it got to this bit, okay, where the screen went black, and it could have quite easily have been like, you know, those moments where the screen goes black and then someone sort of dusts dust off the screen, or like wipes dirt to uncover something, and then the screen, like they brush it off, like it's like they're brushing it off the screen. Could have quite easily been that, but it went on slightly too long, and we was all just sat in the screen like, what's going on? Like, this is dragging, and the sound was still happening. The screen blew. So we were sat there like, oh, fuck's sake. And I was really invested in this movie to that point. Okay, and then we had like a 15-minute interval. No one came around with ice cream like at the theatre or anything, but we had a 15-minute interval where they got the technical difficulties. And then they started rewinding. They rewound it all the way to the beginning. We didn't watch it from the beginning. They rewound it back. So yes, that happened, but it didn't detract from my experience from this movie. It was hilarious. We was joking. There was a sock on screen. I was making jokes in the screen like, that is a crusty old size. That fucking sock again. Look at that crusty sock. Whole screen was laughing. It was hilarious. It was a good time. But that doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie. So guys, let's get into my positives and negatives of Blade Runner 2049. So the first positive I want to talk about is the visuals. The visuals in this movie are fantastic. They are flawless. I love the wide shots. I love the long, lingering sort of scenes of just scenery or just this world. And talking of this world is so fantastic. I loved the dark, dingy, eerie, neon sort of esque, futuristic like world. It was so cool, and like I said, I haven't seen the original, so I wasn't invested in this world. So going in fresh, this world was so cool to me and everything. I absolutely loved it, and just the visuals alone were flawless. So alongside the visuals, the sound was great as well. Now, I won't spoil anything, but there is a moment in this movie where someone is drowning. Okay, I won't say who, I won't say why, but someone is drowning in this movie, and you can hear the air bubbles underneath the water, just the gasps, the air. It's all muffled, and then it cuts to like outside the water, and it's all loud, and then it goes. I love things like that. Stuff like that is so cool, and just when it's utilised so well, it's fantastic. So the sound in this, it was utilised so well. It added to the experience. It added to the atmosphere. It made like sounds just to do with the world, made it come to life even more. Sounds to you like that are used in scenes like the drowning. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Other positives I do have are the acting. Now, Harrison Ford is Harrison Ford in this movie. To be fair, he's basically he's Harrison Ford. He's not bad in the movie. He's good. I liked him. But Ryan Gosling in this surprised me. Now, he has a very sort of robotic feel to his acting. But when he does show emotion and when he's going through stuff and just the way he portrayed this character of Kay, I really bought into. And just Ryan Gosling really, really brought it in this movie. He really did. I really did like him. And that's really weird for me to say because I'm not a big fan of Ryan Gosling, to be fair. So, yeah, props to him. He's come a long way from The Notebook. Now, the last positive I want to talk about is the action. The action in this, at times, was very, very good. It felt very, very realistic. You get your hand-to-hand combat sequences. You get your throwdowns. They felt very real with, like, the punches being slow and stuff like that, and hard hitting. The action in this was very, very good. However, for me, personally, the best action sequence was in the first act, and it was with Batista. That, for me, was my favourite action sequence, because there is a bit where he is throwing, I don't want to spoil too much, he is banging someone against the wall. And then the camera cuts to behind that wall, and you see the wall start bending and bending and bending and break and everything. It was so cool that action sequence I absolutely loved. So for me, no other action sequence after that really compared to that, because that one was just so... it just stood out to me. It really did. It just had an effect on me. It did. So all the action after that didn't quite compare to how that one like hit me. Is that a pun? Excuse the pun if it is. But yeah, that was the best action sequence for me, but the action was really good throughout. So guys, those are my positives for Blade Runner 2049. Do you have any more? Let me know down in the comment section below that you liked about Blade Runner. But now I need to get into my negatives. Okay, so let's discuss the negatives. Now, the first one that stood out to me is this has a very, like, I won't spoil the plot or anything, but the plot for me was very, very predictable. You could see what was going to go down a mile off. You could see the twists come in. You could see the sort of the reveals they'd have, you could see which way there was going to play out, because there was two sort of outcomes it could have had, and you knew which one it was going to be straight away. So for me, that is a bit of a negative, because it sort of does detract from the experience you have in the movie. So for me, the plot being slightly predictable for me anyways, yeah, it was a negative. Now, talking of the plot being predictable, the plot doesn't really go anywhere anyways. Now, I have had some people, when I've said that, turn around and be like, maybe you do need to see the first Blade Runner to understand this plot. You really don't. It kind of, this sets up, like, it has, like, opening credits explaining sort of Blade Runners and stuff like that, and you get little bits and nods throughout. And I don't really think you need to understand or have seen the first Blade Runner to understand this movie or the plot. But the plot for me, it didn't really go anywhere, and it felt, by the end, it was a bit lackluster. I mean, a few scenes after you meet Harrison Ford's character for the first time is where it sort of starts its decline. And after you've met him, it's sort of just, it becomes a bit lackluster in the plot, and for me, it had no payoff. That's what I found anyways. So for me, that is a negative. Now, talking of the plot being lackluster, this movie is very, very long, okay? It is it's just shy of 3 hours. I want to say it's around maybe 2:45. So yeah, it's a long movie, and like I said, it does hit a moment where it declines, and for me became very lackluster, to the point that it did slightly drag. But before that, the whole setup, the whole build-up was fantastic. I was wholeheartedly invested. I really was. I was so invested in this movie. And then comes a point where you notice that the plot's not really going anywhere. And by the end of the movie, it didn't have a payoff. For me, anyways, because there is an action sequence at the end, and it's not with who you think it was going to be with. And then a character you never really see again. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it felt like it was building and building and building, and then you don't get a final boss battle if you're playing a game, if that makes sense. So for me, after that point, it did slightly drag. Yeah, after you meet Harrison Ford's character, a few scenes after that, it slightly does become a drag. Not that it was bad, not that it was a bad movie, it just became, it was a stalemate. So yeah, I have just touched on the ending, and like I said, it's not with who you think it's going to be. The final battle wasn't that great. Like I said, the action with Batista was a lot better in my opinion. And for me, yeah, I just felt that the third act was very, very lackluster. There was no payoff to the plot or the actual overall movie that I wanted to get. So for me, it became a very, very lackluster movie, and the ending I didn't feel like the ending justified how long I'd sat there for. To be honest. So overall, guys, I really did like this movie, specifically the first half. The first act was solid. The setup, the tension it built, I absolutely was wholeheartedly invested in this movie up until the point of a few scenes after you meet Harrison Ford's character. And then it sort of just died down, the plot went nowhere, and it just became very, very lackluster. But overall, I will say it is a good movie. You probably will like it if you love the first one. I've never seen the first one, so I went into this movie fresh, with no expectations at all. I'd seen one trailer. I haven't even seen a trailer for like the original. I've never seen. I don't even think. The only clip I've seen is with like the blonde person standing in the rain. That's the only clip of Blade Runner I've ever seen, and it's like a 10-second bit where he's just turning his head. So I went into this movie very, very fresh, but overall I did enjoy the movie, but it does hit a point where it becomes a stalemate of a movie. So I do recommend seeing it. For a sci-fi movie, it is good. I absolutely bought into the world. I would like to see more in this world. I just hope that the plots do go somewhere by the end of the movie, just to justify it being 3 hours long. But have you seen Blade Runner 2049, and what did you think about it? Let me know down in the comment section below all your thoughts on Blade Runner and the original Blade Runner. Try and keep spoilers to a minimum, if that, because like I said, that there is a lot of spoilers that I don't want to people. No, don't mention spoilers. Don't ruin the movie for people, but it is kind of predictable. Guys, have you seen Blade Runner 2049? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now, I have seen Flatliners. That is the next movie review coming to you. It's going to be very similar to this one, but hit subscribe. Stay tuned for that. And then I have got an announcement video coming your way very, very soon. I'll probably shoot that today with these movie reviews and put it up some point this weekend. So hit subscribe, stay tuned for that. Go check out some of my recent unboxings. I had a very, very cool subscriber send me some stuff, so that will be linked here and in the description below. Go check that out. And guys, as always, thanks for watching and take care. See you later! Guess who's back again. Guys, a big thank you to watching the video. If you liked what you've seen and you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. And in the meantime, why not check out some of my other videos? You've got one here, you've got one there, and you've got one there. Guys, go check out those videos, hit subscribe, and see you in the next video.